Hello, welcome to the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. This is a 7-card reading through the chakra body designed for the collective energy. I invite you to go ahead and bring a journal to also capture your own insight as we travel through the chakra body and we take a look at what is coming forward during this period for our highest good. In the sign of Scorpio, we are currently in water energy, and Scorpio is known for having a very blunt, very direct character to it. So you may be noticing within yourself that there might be a tendency to have some really sharp emotions right now, either coming out through your expression or arising within to come to the surface. And we have the free will choice to choose. So there's also this aspect right now playing with the shadow and the light. Are we going to project words out that are going to hurt and harm another, or take actions that are also going to cut somebody to the core? Or can we see things from a different perspective and call ourselves out on those behaviors that are rising up to take a lighter approach, to shine a light on that situation? So today we are using the beautiful Divine Feminine Oracle cards. These are by Meggan Watterson. And we're going to pull a card for each one of those 7 chakras to get some really good guidance as to what do we need to know as a collective in this beautiful new moon solar eclipse energy in the sign of Scorpio. So let's go ahead and shuffle through, and we're looking for a card for the root center. This is what grounds us to the earthly plane, helps us to feel safe and secure. It's our relationship to money, to relationships, to family, to work, career. We have our card coming out for us, and this is the essence of all Buddhas. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because they have some very long names to them. But the bottom of the card for us says, I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. Now, what I'm feeling and sensing in this card is when we look at things from an earthly perspective, we are all here in Earth School. We all came here for a divine purpose. We came here to accomplish a higher state of consciousness within ourselves. Therefore, we are the building blocks of our own creative ability. What we think about, we feel. What we feel, we project. What we project then becomes our reality. So in this play of shadow and light, sitting right down in the root center of us, how we are walking forward on this earth, there is our first free will decision. How are we going to show up? What do we want to be thinking about? Paying attention to our tendencies to have thoughts that perhaps are disempowering not only for ourselves, but are disempowering for another. They could be thoughts of judgments. They could be thoughts of envy. They could be thoughts of feeling that somebody else has it better than you do. Really challenge those thoughts as they come up and see if you can put yourself in a new light, a new perspective. Having some clearing thoughts to empower you to go forward, to walk your journey. With this beautiful opportunity to make each moment sacred, we want to make sure that that energy, that building blocks, is going to be something that is here to really support you as you are walking forward along your path. We're going to put that card back in the deck. We're going to go ahead and draw a card now for the Sacral Center. The Sacral Center is right below the belly button. This is our creative energy. It's also got a lot of emotions in there. It's our umbilical cord connection to the ancestors, to our past. Our card coming up in there is coming to us upside down. Now, what this means is there can be a tendency to have a little blockage in terms of your creative potential, or in really needing to pay more attention to the emotions that are arising in this center at this time. So we're getting for us the Lady of Lotus born. This is embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Now I want to take a moment just to show this card for you to get a sense and a feel of what that might mean to you. Having the body as sacred. And I'm really feeling that essence again of judgment, of criticism, how our minds would go right to ourselves and condemn our bodies. They would find fault with something. It feels like there is a lot of us that look in the mirror in the morning, and instead of going, oh, you look beautiful today, it's the tendency to find a wrinkle or to find a flaw or to look at a part of your body that perhaps just needs more love. So this Scorpio energy is asking you, can you see yourself through the eyes of love? Can you see your body as the vessel that is the house of your soul? You are walking this journey together. The human, the soul, they are one in this experience. What is asked of us is that we treat ourselves with loving kindness. That means being mindful of what you put in your body, which includes those thoughts. So really pay attention in this energy to see, am I treating myself as the divine feminine that I know that I am? Or are my ideas of what I feel that I should be like, or I have an expectation upon myself, are they unrealistic for what is truly being asked of me at this time? So let us breathe into that sacral center. I know as women, we tend to be hard on each other and ourselves. Let's make an opportunity and a pact to be more supportive of one another, to take some extra time in this energy to let somebody know how much you appreciate them, how much they are beautiful, how much you admire a certain characteristic. And then be willing to receive the same for yourself, including having beautiful thoughts about you during this time to really strengthen in this play of shadow and light. So we're moving now into our solar plex. This is right above the belly button. It is our yellow center, that willpower, that fire within, that place where we can hone in on those convictions to give us that extra energy we need to support us in going forward. So our card in this one is the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. Now that is very much speaking about that two-way flow. When we give to somebody else the fullness of our love, the fullness of our compliments, the fullness of our respect, the fullness of our compassion, the fullness of our grace, but we're also receiving that back within. So I know a lot of times it feels difficult, and you may sense that, a lot of people out in the world are not acting in the best light. There's a lot of shadow out there, not going to lie about that. But if there's a lot of shadow out there, why not be a bigger force of light to counteract that shadow? Why not be one that steps forward and says, I'm not hearing through my ears what it is that I need from out there. So I'm going to be very mindful in ensuring that what I'm projecting out into the world, into the universe, onto others, comes from a place of compassion and grace, because I want to receive more of that in. And you may notice within yourself, the more you practice using those expressions of love, shining the light on a situation, the more you start also being gentle with you. You bring that back into your own eyes. You start to see yourself with more love, more kindness, more dignity, more respect. That is the universal energy. We each have it inside of us. So when you're not feeling that the world is giving you what you need, go deeper within and ask, what is it that I need? And how can I support myself in being the light that delivers that forward? Let us go ahead now and journey into our beautiful heart center. This is the place of healing, of love, of connection. And love has been conditioned by human. We want to focus on unconditional love, universal love, the love from God, source, the creator, the moon and the stars, whatever you want to call it. Let us see what they have for us in that beautiful heart center. Here we go. We have again the Lady of the Lotus born. This is the embodiment, is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Now, how beautiful to get this card in the sacral center, in our emotional center, that umbilical cord connection, reminding us of our connection to all the women that have come before, all of the women that will come after, if you're stepping into the divine feminine side. The same as on the masculine side, connected to all the males in the past, all the males in the future. Don't forget, we are aspects of both the feminine and the masculine. The soul does not identify a gender. We are all aspects. To have the lotus born coming into that sacral center and into the heart center, that's really about letting the flower of you blossom, letting yourself come to life. So in the sacral center, we talked about that in terms of body image, how you see yourself. The heart is no different. When the heart is closed up, the heart cannot receive the true love. The heart has self-imposed barriers that identify and portray, if somebody loves me, it's going to show up this way. And when we don't get it this way, then we find ourselves being disappointed. Well, this energy is asking us to open that heart to be more vulnerable, to allow for each opportunity in a relationship to be a fresh start. Just because something has happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to be the same in this moment or in the moments of the future. So when we allow our guards to come down, when we allow our heart to open, and we practice discernment, you will know for yourself what is true and what is not. But here's where you get to have some grace. You get to shine a light on getting clear with the true need. When you are feeling a need for more love, what is it within yourself that is really needing to be addressed? Are you looking for companionship? Are you looking for more time? Are you looking to be acknowledged? Are you looking to have some source of completion? Whatever that is for you, notice how much you're looking out to the external world to water your flower, to nurture yourself. And then let us reverse that. Let us get from the inside out to acknowledge that we all have to take care of the sacred seed within us. It is our responsibilities to grow and to nurture and to love whatever is blooming into life for you. That starts with this self-love. That feeds into the self-confidence, the self-esteem, trusting in yourself, trusting in the way your body communicates with you. So setting the intention and noticing for yourself, what is my heart asking to breathe into life during this new moon? What am I ready to have the element of Scorpio in that water sign come in and cut the cords from? That's some powerful energy that can release you from those things that are not serving your highest good. And where can you use that energy to project forward what it is that will really help your garden, so to speak, to really grow? So let us move up now into the throat center. This is our center of communication. It's also our center of manifestation, bringing things into action, going out there and actually taking responsibility for what we say, what we do, and what we don't do. It's also attached to our ears. So we have two ears, one mouth. We're really listening. We're listening to the vibrational energy. So in a higher state of consciousness, this is listening to what is needed beyond somebody's verbal attacks or verbal venom. If they are caught up in the emotional immaturity of letting that overpower what they know in their heart they truly need. And a lot of us have been there. Guilty. I've been there myself. You feel really worked up about something and you can hear the emotions and you can hear the words come spewing out. Meanwhile, the mind's going, oh, did you really need to handle it that way? That's the consciousness. That is not there to judge us. It's not there to shame us. It's there to bring to your attention, hey, you have a free will choice to choose. When this arises again, what can you choose to do that is going to empower you and empower the other? What is the underlying essence behind your emotions? What is it that you're really needing to express that maybe you just don't have the words for, but your body is screaming at you? So when we learn to get really quiet, when we honor ourselves with those moments, whether it's 5 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, whatever length of time you can have, to just sit, to breathe, to connect with yourself, to call in your guides, call in your angels, call in that support team. That's that free will choice again. We have to ask for what it is that we want. We have to let them come in to assist us. So make sure you're calling on your guides to be there. We have for us the green Tara. This is the Buddha of enlightened action. We are responsible to ask. We are responsible to listen. We are responsible to then do. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. So when you have the clarity of the mind, you have risen out of the emotional turbulence. You've given yourself the grace of stepping back, stepping away, not responding, not getting caught up in that turmoil, not feeling the pressure that you need to have an answer right now. Acknowledging that you just don't know, and it's okay to not know. It's okay for you to step out of the mainstream if there's just too much going on right now. Self-enlightened Buddha inside of each and every one of us. That is self-actualization, self-empowerment, making the choices that you know to be the best choices for you in this circumstance. You're not here to fix or save anybody else. You're not here to be at someone's beck and call. You're here to let the soul help your human evolve. So getting that time to listen can be a true game changer when it comes time to really making the choices that you just know this is the right thing for me to do. And that could be coming back with a really powerful, no, that's not for me. Or it could be the clarity of, you know what, I'm afraid, but I'm going to try anyway because that feels right for me. So give yourself the grace during this new moon, this beautiful solar eclipse, this opportunity in shadow and light to see both sides. Take a look at your fears. Don't ignore them. Shine a light on them. Why are they arising? What is it that they are teaching you? There's power in the ability to be the student, to be the sage, to listen, to know that every encounter with another human being or spiritual being is an opportunity to learn. So don't take it as a personal assault. Don't take it as something that you've done wrong. Take it as an opportunity to listen, to ask your guides to help you to process the information, and then gain the wisdom in that brand new knowledge. So we're taking that up now into the third eye. This is all about a higher state of intuition. It also addresses the mental energy. We have a lot of thoughts. We have a lot of stories. All we know is what our eyes have seen and how we associate what we've seen with our own emotions, our own perspectives, our own feelings. So to get to that higher state of intuition, the higher state of awareness, we want to bypass what we believe we know to tap into what they do know. In other words, we're learning to get out of our own way. Now, we just got 2 cards that came up from that center, and that's all about partnership. We're not here in this journey alone. There's ourselves and our higher selves. We have a support team out there. We are connected at all times to higher consciousness. God, source, the creator, the moon, the stars, whatever you want to call that, that is always at our disposal. So when we allow our body to relax and we allow the mind to relax, to stop thinking that we need to have all the answers, we don't know anything. We're not that powerful. We may have an opinion. We may state it as this is a fact, but to know the answer, to be absolute about an answer, is literally to close the door in your mind. When you stay open to being curious, well, now you're rising to a higher state of consciousness. What if there's another perspective? What if there is an opportunity to discover new information? What if there's a chance to see things from another person's point of view? Or to get the higher wisdom, looking down from the rooftop down into the bigger picture to see what else is going on to cause this disturbance. I know back in my journey, I was not aware of how much the moon and the planet affected me. I used to think that that was crazy. How could that even be possible? But yet here we are on a little planet called Earth that's literally the size of a marble in this vast universe floating in space. How could we not to be affected by other things going on out there? So allowing yourself to be curious, allowing yourself to tap in, to ask, to just discover, to not take it all personally. It's not happening to you. We are a part of what is going on out in the world. We are a part of creation. So our first card in that is the Enlightened Feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Now, when we get out of the emotional energy and we have that clarity of mind, you will notice that you get sensations in your body. For a lot of people, I teach human design, that comes from the Sacral Center, and that is in the gut of you, where somebody asks you and you allow yourself to respond from a place of neutrality. You're going to hear your yeses and your nos, and they're going to come out as sounds. They're going to sound like, I want to do that, or or you're going to feel your stomach tighten. I don't know if that's for me. So pay attention to your body, but not the body that's under the influence of emotional energy. Emotional energy overrides the entire system. So you want to breathe. You want to take that deep breath. You want to rise up. You want to rise out. You want to take the time to settle the emotions, to get the clarity. Then ask and listen to how your body responds. Go to a friend that you know you can trust and say, hey, do you mind asking me this question? And have them talk back to you in a way that allows you to then respond to your question from your body, from your truth. It's amazing what can happen when you step back in order to step back in. Now, our other card in that is the essence of all Buddhas. I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is liberal for my liberation. It's up to us to claim that sacred time. It's up to us to make sure that you are treating yourself as the divine feminine, not being a subject to the emotions, but allowing yourself the grace of feeling what you need to feel, not hiding what you need to feel, asking those feelings, what is it that you really need? Honoring that need by being compassionate to you, and then letting yourself be seen, be heard, be acknowledged by self. We are all powerful healers when we can take that opportunity to acknowledge that when things aren't working out, well, that's the universe's way of saying it's time to change. And that's love. When you look at the eagles out in the wild, when the babies are ready to fly, the mom literally pushes them out of the nest and they fall. But in the fall, the instinct takes over and they open up their wings and they soar. So this is having faith in yourself. Don't be afraid to feel uncomfortable. Don't be afraid to let things break apart. Don't be afraid to look at your shadows. We are all shadow and light. The more you look at the shadows, the more you can see, I have a choice. And I can choose to keep walking this path. I can choose to learn and take a new course of action without judgment, without blame, without shame. Let the past be the past. Let this new moment be your fresh start. So take that time to examine for you in that beautiful partnership, in the clarity, in the calm, in the shadow and in the light. Use that as an opportunity for some great awareness. Where does your time and attention need to be? How important is that to you to get that done? And what do you need to do that is reasonable to help you achieve that? We have one card left as we come up to the Crown Center. This is our higher wisdom. This is opening up the deeper connection to the light, to the source, God, the creator, the moon and the stars, whatever you want to call it. It's acknowledging that there's so much beyond us, a bigger power at play, that we can be so small because they are so big. We can be weak because they are strong. We don't have to know the answers because they do. So let us take a look to see what the collective needs to know up in that crown chakra in this beautiful new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. There's such a beautiful energy I'm feeling right now of not rushing the process. We're always reminded that we are here to enjoy the journey, not to worry so much about getting to the end, but to enjoy the journey through whatever it is that you're learning and savor each little step that you make, each moment of progress. Acknowledge those. So our card up in the crown is the Empress of Protection. I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. This reminds me of Mother Mary. Has many different energies, the divine feminine. Reminding yourself you are safe. You can get through whatever challenge that you are facing. You can ask for their help, for their assistance, for them to hold you, to wrap you, to love you, to show you the way through. This is a reminder to treat yourself with gentleness. The healing process does not need to be harsh. When you are emotional, let yourself be wrapped in a blanket. Let yourself hold you. Let yourself remind yourself, it's okay. You will get through this. I'm with you. I hear you. I love you. Nurture yourself with beautiful thoughts. Turn your thoughts around. If you're on the doom and the gloom, if you're on the fear story, if you are berating yourself, turn it around. What if you had a different opinion of yourself? What if your words changed to become more loving? What if you started to look at yourself from a higher perspective? What if you acknowledge that you're trying, you're doing the best that you can? So we're going to end this reading by supporting one another and just taking a few moments to send each other some love, to send each other some support, some encouragement, some compassion, to be very mindful in the energy as we're leading into the new moon, the solar eclipse in Scorpio, going through that new moon and coming out the other side of it. Be mindful. Be mindful that there's going to be a lot of reactive energy, a lot of emotional energy, a lot of stings. Don't claim them. Don't project them. Be extra mindful this week to watch your words, to watch your thoughts, to protect yourself against the stings by the power of love. Love can dissolve anything that comes at it. We don't want to meet hurt with more hurt. We don't want to feed more anger. We don't want to feed emotional abuse. So trust in your body when you need to walk away. Trust in the nurturing that you are being asked to do for yourself at this time. And most importantly, take some time to acknowledge your awareness of what is happening and the choices that you are making to choose a higher path. Honor yourself for that. Love yourself for that. So I say namaste to each and every one of you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking some time for yourself to travel through the energy of the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio as we went through the 7 chakras. And if you feel like you need any extra guidance, feel free to reach out. I have video card readings that are available through the website for many different types of readings. You can go to lovingenergyrecharge.com to check that out. The link will be below in the descriptions. Namaste.